Mabuhay everyone, MARKCHES here. Welcome to the channel. And as you can see right in front of me, this is the Zoom Freak 3 Giannis Antetokounmpo's number 3 signature sneaker from Nike. So I just got it today. So I did initial tests here over at Activate Sports. So let's find out how it initially performs. Let's go. First up, I would just like to thank Dexter Sia of Activate Sport for lending me his office. And guys, I'll just give you a sneak peek of his office. I'll be soon be interviewing him. Look at that, he has a Doncic signature jersey, Tyler Hero over there, and some signature autograph signature balls. This is by Doncic, D-Book, and there's a lot of shoes here. So I won't reveal everything yet right now because I'll be doing an interview with him regarding sneakers because he has lots here. This is just a sneak peek over here, but in this side is a full shelf of basketball sneakers. And that way too, guys. So grabe si Dex Sia yung collection niya. And thank you again, Dex, for always welcoming me here over at Activate Sports. So guys, if you haven't watched my other videos yet about Activate Sports, it's a very modified gym. That's how I will call it. So if you're someone who's really into sports and not just building muscle, but really focusing or targeting your sport, especially basketball, and there's also weightlifting here, other sports that you can sharpen and improve your skills. This is one of the best gyms to go to right now, especially for basketball. They have a half-court basketball court here. You can do drills, you can hire a coach for shooting, and they have classes here. If you want to do personal training, you can also do so. So check it out at Instagram, Activate Sports Center. It's over here in Mandaluyong City, over at SM Light Mall. It's very easy to find. It's over sa EDSA lang siya, corner Reliance. So there's a lot of parking. And what's nice about this place is they observe social distancing and you have to schedule para hindi masyado maraming tao at the same time coming here in the gym. So safety first. So one of my favorite gym to go to, I think this is the only gym that I am going to right now. Try it out. I guarantee it's worth your money. So let's go back to the sneaker. This is the Zoom Freak 3 Giannis third signature sneaker. So let's start off first with the materials of the sneaker. First up, my first impression about the materials is I'm really impressed because coming from the Freak 2 and the Freak 1, the materials were just okay, were so-so. This one looks more premium compared to the other Zoom Freak 1 and the 2s because mainly in the forefoot area, the material is like fused mesh. That is quite similar to the KD 14s. It's very soft, but it doesn't stretch. So it just needs a little break in time. And it's very thin. It's very breathable. Ventilation is really good around the toe area of the sneaker. And going to the midfoot part of the sneaker where you can see some synthetic leather on the lateral and medial side of the sneaker. And one thing that, especially this colorway, it really looks like the KD7, especially the strap over here in the front or on top of the midfoot because it's just a short strap. And mainly in terms of performance, I think it will help a bit in lateral support so that the materials won't stretch on the lateral part of the sneaker, but mainly I think it's just for aesthetics. And with the looks, it really looks good. The KD7s are, I think, one of the best looking KDs and they look quite similar, especially at the back part. I just wish that they put an Air Max unit here at the back, but who am I to complain, guys? But we'll go over the cushion later, but let's talk about the materials again. So moving to the heel part of the sneaker is the continuation of that synthetic leather. And the leather may not be real or genuine, but it looks clean. It's very nice. It looks premium, especially the swoosh, especially this colorway. I like the teal swoosh in this sneaker. It's very subtle. It's not a big swoosh, so you look more on the silhouette of the sneaker rather than the brand. And as for the strap, like I said, the strap really looks good. The strap looks like the ones in the Kyrie 6. It's very premium, and on the right pair, you can see Freak on the lateral part of the strap. And on the left pair is the, I don't know what symbol this is, but I think this is Nike symbol. I saw it in some of their shirts. And that's Nike, and like the fan here. And as for the strap, it has this kind of shell-like texture inside the shell. Let me know what's the symbolism of this design here on the strap, because I looked over at the Nike website. It didn't indicate about the details of the design of the sneaker, but in terms of overall design of the strap, they look good, they look premium, they don't look cheap at all. The strap is thick, and at the back of the strap there is "I am my father's legacy," GA, his initial, and on the left is the names of his family: Charles, Veronica, Francis, Thanasis, Porcianis, Alex, Costas, and Lisa. I think this is Lisa. So those are the family members of Giannis. And as for the lacing system, it has a traditional lacing system. So there's no problem with that. Very, very dependable traditional lacing system. You can easily adjust your lacing. And as for the tongue part of the sneaker, it's very well padded. And as for the heel cushion, it's very, very well padded too. And Achilles pillows are thick. And as for the lockdown, seems to be pretty good. I didn't have any problems when I was just testing it here in the court. And there's an internal heel counter for the sneaker. And as for the cushion, it also goes up on both sides of the sneaker. So it kind of cups your sneaker, so it gives extra heel support and lockdown to the sneaker. Speaking of the support to the sneaker, the cushion also gives extra support around the lateral part. As you can see in this part, it goes up around the midfoot part of the sneaker and kind of goes up around the forefoot part. Although I wish that it has the same support feeling or lockdown support feeling like in the Freak 2, but I know some people didn't like that because it made the sneaker really snug, so they changed it up here a bit. But when I was trying it here in the court, when I was doing lateral movements, I still felt the lateral support being given by the cushion that goes up here. So it's not as exaggerated as the support that's given on the 2s, but it's still good. You won't feel your foot sliding off the footbed, especially in the forefoot area. So it kind of still cages your foot around the forefoot part. And even on the medial side, it goes up here. You can see it goes up. It really goes up around the midfoot part of the sneaker and really cradles your foot. There's also this plastic piece, this blue colored plastic piece that is harder to the cushion, so that gives you extra durability and support laterally. And as for the foam, I think this is just injected Phylon, but it is the more plush injected Phylon. So as for the heel, it has very good impact protection. And I think this is my favorite Freak signature sneaker from the Zoom Freak line, because in the Freak 1, I really didn't like it. And on the Freak 2, I like the traction. I like the support, overall support of the sneaker, but where it was lacking was the cushion, because the zoom unit in the forefoot was really thin and the impact protection on that sneaker was not that visible, or you wouldn't feel it at all. And that is where this really improved. The Zoom Freak 3 has the best cushion out of the 3. It has the very plush Phylon around the heel. So overall impact protection around the heel is very good. And of course, for the forefoot cushion, there's two Zoom pods very similar to the LeBron 17s. That's how it feels. And what's nice about the Zoom pods here on the Freaks is it is a little bit uncaged, because there's a hole here. It gives extra space for the Zoom to expand. And even here in the cutout of the Air, where you can see the letters Air, that's whole, so it gives a little bit more room for the zoom to expand. You can feel the bounciness after playing with them. With maybe I played like an hour here, then around by 20 minutes I started to feel the bounciness of the zoom unit. Initially, when you're just walking around, you wouldn't feel it that much, but after some minutes you will feel it eventually. Just jump, run with them, and you will be making the pylons softer, and that's when you will feel the zoom unit in the forefoot of the Freak Trees. Next, of course, we will be discussing is another thing that really is very nice, or a highlight of the Freak Trees. It is the traction of the Freak Trees. And a little side note about my Freak Trees, even though this is an Asian release, it doesn't have XDR rubber, but the rubber seems to be like my PG5s. Although my PG5s has the XDR rubber tag, this one has the same thread or grain of the PG5, but just a different pattern. This has more of a, not so spiral, but maybe like a brain-like traction pattern to the Freak Trees. But the threads are very similar to the PG5s, and the PG5's traction are very similar to the Kobe 9. So the traction on the Freak 3 is very similar to the Kobe 9s too. And when I was trying it in this court, it was gripping really hard, and I tried it over at the badminton court over at the other side of this gym. It was really gripping really nicely. And I think because the threads are pliable, it's not that stiff, so it really is gripping in the floor, and there's a squeak to the traction. And as for dust pickup, it's good for dust. It doesn't pick up a lot of dust. So I'm pretty excited with the traction and the performance overall of the Freak Trees. I'm hoping that it will improve more as I use them. And really, Nike listened, I think, to the consumers, or maybe Giannis requested for more cushion on the Freak Trees, because the twos were really lacking cushion, but the traction on the twos was really nice, and this one didn't disappoint. And as for the price point of the Giannis or the Zoom Freak Trees, it is 6,800 pesos, so that's a 500 peso increase from the Freak 2s. But in terms of the tech that you'll be getting and the performance, I wouldn't mind the $500 or $10 increase. And this one looks more premium compared to the Freak 2s. And I would say this is a promising basketball sneaker for 2021. Overall performance, as of now, initially, looks very good. So I'll be giving a full performance review soon for this sneaker. I'll still play with this more, but based on my initial test here, because the break-in, don't need to break it in that much. The materials are really soft, it's very durable, cushion broke in really quickly, and the traction was nice from the get-go. So I think I would say this will be on my top 10 best basketball sneaker of 2021. Hopefully it stays in that top 10, and I'll let you know in the performance review, or the full complete performance review, after I played with this more. As for the sizing of the Freak 3s, go true to your size, or the same size with your Freak 2s, but this one has a little bit more room around the toe area compared to the Freak 2s. So regular footers, true to size, wide footers, go half a size up. While I'm recording this video, this is currently available at Nike.com. Still not yet available here in the Philippine stores, but hopefully it will arrive soon. So check out the Zoom Freak 3. This has been MARKCHES once again. Thank you for dropping by. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.